Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. I'm smiling because I've just done this take about 500 times. Today's video, I just want to show you how much roughly scratching, claying a car puts in a panel. Now, I've done a video recently that's probably going to be out in front of this one, where I'm just doing a demo on polishing, and I was polishing a section of the car. In fact, this section here, this section right here, and we polished it to a pretty decent standard. Well, steady on, John. We polished it with one stage, a one-stage compound S20 on a green pad, and we got a lot of the defects out, and there was just a couple of defects left. Now, that was just a demonstration. I'm actually polishing the car at the moment, as you probably gathered from some of the other videos. So I've went around and clayed the entire car very, very thoroughly. And I've just clayed over the area I'd already polished, which you could probably argue is a bit stupid, isn't it? But I didn't know where perhaps I'd ended polishing, so I just clayed the whole thing again. Anyway, it's going to give you a good idea of the difference between what the paint looks like after it's been clayed. Now, if I bring the camera down here, guys, last time I was showing you, this bit had been polished, this section here, and this section was all swirly. Now, I've done one pass on this. Can I get focus? Right, I'm not trying to show you perfect paint, okay? This paint is decent, but it needs more work. But it's been compounded now. If I get in really tight, there's swirls in here, okay? I've got the camera in one hand, so I'm struggling to focus. Just trust me, there's swirls in this paint here, but it's decent, okay? Now, if I go back over to this bit, I've got to polish this piece now. This has just been clayed, and this paintwork was in really good condition after that one stage. In fact, I can tell you, I had a swirl here, down here. I remember it. There it is. Still, I found the swirl. And there was another one here, if I get the light, going that way somewhere. But you can see thousands of straight line swirls going up and down this way. And that is simply from claying. So if you didn't know, guys, let's get this in focus again. There we go. Look at that. So let's get this camera back on the tripod. So quite simply, guys, I've got no light. Let's use this thing. Lights. Oh, this is ridiculous. I'm going to go and turn the light on. Hold on. So what is the moral to this story? The moral is claying scratches, not mars. You can call it marring if you like, call it etching, call it what you like, but clay bar will scratch the surface of your car when you're rubbing up and down, because you're just dragging the contaminants over the car. It doesn't matter whether it's a clay cloth or a clay pad, really. You'll minimise the scratching with some lubricant, you'll minimise the scratching with cleaner clay materials, with less pressure and all that, but ultimately it's going to scratch. So really, when you're dragging contaminants off your car with abrasion, it's a fancy word of saying claying, you are going to need to polish, and taking out any forms of swirls and marks by hand can be done, but it's just not efficient, is it? So really, the argument, the crutch of this video is, if you're claying your car, you shouldn't really clay your car unless you've got a machine polisher. Talked about this before, but sometimes if you're not really anal and staring at the swirls in the right light, then decontaminating your car and going over it with a glaze or a hand polish can be of benefit. You know, it can make your paint feel smooth, it can make it look clearer, and it can make it, and after you've done that hand polish, it's nice. But some people say you shouldn't clay and polish, and I understand why, really, as a principle. But anyway, I just thought I'd show you why, so you can see that sort of swirl and light scratching that I've inflicted from clay bar. So let me know your thoughts on this. Should you polish your car? Should you clay your car without polishing? That's what I'm going to title this video, and there's no right or wrong, so just give me your thoughts as always, guys. And it's absolutely hammering it down now. See you later.
holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when